Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Firstly, I apologise about the state of my hands. Been doing garden work again and I always injure myself. I'm never very careful. So I've just covered up the worst because you don't need to see that. So yeah, sorry about that. Sadly, you won't be hearing any meows anymore in my videos because my cat passed away. She was an old cat. She ended up with some problems and yeah, her time came, so I miss her terribly. She was light of my life and such a sweet girl. We'd had her for a long time. She was a rescue. Yeah, just the sweetest, most gentle girl ever, and I miss her terribly. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. If I talk any more about it, I'm just going to get upset. So I'm going to move on with the video. So I made another order with Fidget Things because I was so impressed with the sliding on a budget slim slider that I've previously done a video about. So just to recap, or if you haven't watched that video, this is a 3D printed body. This is the slim design compared to his normal design, which is a bit thicker. It's got the standard pressed stainless steel plates, which you can see are very, very worn because I've used this a lot. It's got an aluminium magnet cage in there. Yeah, it's like completely budget, this one. It's got the aluminium little logo piece there as well. They come in aluminium and brass, possibly other materials now, I'm not sure. So this was around about £40, probably the best value slider with metal plates and metal parts on the market. Highly recommend it, just absolutely amazing. But I really, really love that slider. Saw the blue glow that he's made available and just had to get it, and luckily for me the pro plates were also available because they tend to go out of stock straight away. So obviously this became more expensive because of the pro plates compared to the pressed plates, so they're both stainless steel. But again, I just went with the 3D printed glow blue body, and it has the aluminium Fidget Things logo piece again, but this time it also has, so the magnet cage is stainless steel. I wanted to try something a little bit different, add a little bit more weight. I've already got the aluminium one in here and I figured I could swap them out, you know, if I didn't like the weight of the stainless steel, I could just swap it. But actually I do like the weight of the stainless steel. I have to say, with this body, it's absolutely stunning. The glow is quite subtle, it's very muted, and it's very starry, like it's got little flecks in there. But that kind of gives it depth, which is really nice because this is translucent. So it's not a very strong glow, but it's actually very, very lovely in the dark. I actually prefer it in the daylight because I just love this look. It reminds me of a kind of stone or a gem, something like that. It's just absolutely stunning. And I think the only other glow he does is a green. Normally I would go for green, but it was a very kind of bright green, very toxic kind of green, and I just didn't want that. I wanted something a little bit more muted, a bit more subtle. So yeah, I think this is gorgeous. Again, like with this one, the finishing is lovely. You can feel some print lines, but not to the point where it kind of aggravates me. Really nicely done. And again, with this body, it kind of reminded me, I was trying to think, what does it remind me of? It reminds me of the old Game Boy Advance Glacier colour. I've still got my original one that I had when I was a kid, but this is one that I've modified with a backlit screen and a rechargeable battery. I had to cut the shell. So yeah, it's it just reminded me of that, and you know, that makes me love it even more, really. Anyway, so what I also got, and I've asked permission to show this, is when I bought this, I actually bought this for my friend in the States. We send each other stuff on a regular basis, so basically I got her a blue glow as well, same setup but with the press plates and aluminium cage inside. And it's kind of interesting. So obviously you can see just how they wear in, and quite quickly as well, especially if you're using it a lot. I would say the plates on these definitely need wearing in before you can like really enjoy them and appreciate them. Out of the box it works perfectly. Like this, like I think I said in my other video, I didn't like it for like a minute, and then after that I fell in love with it. So just give it a chance. They polish up where they get worn, and there's just a comparison there between sort of brand spanking new plates and very used, much loved plates. So that's that. And if you compare, so if we can just compare here, so the Pro plates obviously sit very differently. They cover the entirety of that surface, whereas obviously the press plates kind of sit in, and you've got a border where the body is. Doesn't really make much of a difference with the sliding. Obviously it will kind of make a slight thickness difference there, so this one's just slightly thinner. But the way these are made, you can see there's a kind of arch here. That's where obviously they're getting worn in, they're getting used, and you know, rubbing up against each other. There's still a curve along the long side, much like a wrapped, but not on this side, not that I can see anyway. So you still got that curvature, which is great, but yeah, it just kind of I think the contact is slightly different with the Pro plates. And initially, again, when they were brand new, no marks on them or anything, it was kind of sluggish. Didn't want to move very easily when I was sort of just sliding it and trying to do my very basic tricks that I can do. So I wasn't impressed initially with the slidability, but knowing how I sort of initially found this one, I gave it some time, and those Pro plates are breaking in. I still think they've got some way to go. So this one is extremely zippy. It just moves so well because I've broken in those plates. Obviously someone who could do tricks better than me would fare much better. But you know, this is so broken in now, it's just perfect. This one still needs a bit of time, I think, and more use. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes over time. Sounds kind of different as well. This one's very clicky. This one's a bit more muted. Could be because of the extra weight that it has, but just slightly different in sound. But it's also going to depend on how you're sliding it, how much pressure you're putting on, etc, etc. But yeah, these, I am really impressed with both of these. You know, the setups. I love the uniformity with the Pro plates much more, you know, without having these kind of edges and things like that. You know, these are basic plates, and like I said, it's absolute bargain for the price that it is, but I love the uniformity of this, how it's a little bit slimmer. It's amazing. I think this is better than some other sliders on the market that cost more, and I'm not going to name any makers or start any drama, but these are just so good. I think this came to probably about £70, I think, possibly. Can't really remember because obviously I bought quite a few, you know, I bought these both together, but that's still much cheaper than a lot of other sliders on the market. Yes, it's the 3D print body, but I actually think this is stunning and feels quality, like really quality. So just comparison again with the wrapped. Oh, and also it does fit in my cases, which is nice. So a bit more of a snug fit, especially as the suede likes to grip it. but I think even this one fits in as well, even though it's slightly thicker, so that's a nice little bonus. So yeah, obviously the wrap is smaller. Got some magnet repelling there. But yeah, absolutely stunning. Obviously my wrapped is still my favourite, like, you know, nothing's going to beat that, but the price difference between this and this is huge. And if you know, don't have much of a budget, you know, and you really want a decent free floating slider, then these are probably going to be the first things I'm going to recommend. Even just this budget one with these plates, because at the moment I actually think these plates perform better than the Pro plates, but I'm still, you know, trying to give the Pro plates some time, more breaking in, yeah, before I sort of make too much of a judgment. But let's just open this up. So I already opened up my other one on the last video. So obviously the screw fixes in to the Fidget Things logo piece, which is very smart given that it's a 3D print body. So there we go. That's the underside of that, you can kind of see through it, so yeah, it's translucent. So what I wanted to check was to see if these bodies are interchangeable. Well, the plates are interchangeable rather on the bodies. That was one question I had on the groups, and I know other people have had. Other people have said yes, they are interchangeable, but let's just have a look. Okay. It was just a little bit fiddly, and you know, I've got magnets stuck to everywhere. Yes, so it's interchangeable. That's fantastic. Like, really beautiful design, really well thought out. Also the tolerances are just excellent. So the way this Fidget Things logo sits in, it just sits in perfectly into that 3D print body. Yeah, this is just absolutely amazing. And the magnet cage, I know I didn't take it out in my previous video, it just sits in easily. So yeah, interchangeable. So if you have multiple, like I do, or let's say you buy, you know, you buy the budget model and then you decide later you want to get some Pro plates, you can just buy the Pro plates and swap them out. Yeah, so that's great, that's answered my question. They are interchangeable, so the bodies is designed to fit the Pro plates or the bent plates, and that is just awesome. Very well designed, very well thought out. Again, I'm just absolutely amazed at how good these are compared to, you know, the price of them. Yes, these are using kind of basic materials. I'm not really that fussed about exotics. Obviously my wrapped was a one-off. It's something that I really wanted, and I only wanted titanium and G10. That was really all I could kind of afford and justify. So, you know, that was a one-off, but I mean, I'd kind of like a titanium body for this. That would be nice. But at the moment, nothing's beating this glow body. It's just so pretty. So pretty. Yeah, so that is it. I don't want to go on for too much longer because I've already done a video on this one. So yeah, awesome. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.